Hello, everyone. It's, I think, yeah, I hope I'm properly audible and visible to all of you. Welcome, and thank you very much, everyone, for joining today's webinar. I'm really thrilled and excited to welcome all of you for today's webinar. It will be an exciting discussion about the latest updates regarding our software EalSuite. I'm going to give everyone a few more minutes to settle down so that we can ease into our feature updates and enhancements. I hope that I'm properly audible and visible to all of you. If there is any issue regarding my audio or my video, and I'm also sharing my screen, if there is any issue regarding any of these uh, aspects, please let me know. All right. So let me just start off this meeting by saying your interest in getting to know more about our software's enhancements and feature updates. I really appreciate it. And I know that all of your time is so much valuable. So thank you very much once again for dedicating your time for learning more about and having this thirst to know more about our software, which will definitely improve your experience while handling EalSuite. All right. So like always, I encourage and I expect that you do the same itself. I encourage all of you to please participate more during, the entire conversation. Please ask your doubts, your questions. This will be, I'll try to make it as much interactive as possible. And this is going to be an informative session also. It's going to benefit all of you. All right. So I think it's time to begin our journey through our latest advancements in EalSuite. So, hi everyone. Once again, my name is Varun Krishna, and I'll be, taking you, guiding all of you through today's feature updates. So, EalSuite evolution, we'll be speaking more about employees, more about human resources and human resource management, employee input functionality, customized employee forms, smoother onboarding journey, and more. So as always, let's get started with the help of our release notes. But before that, you have a Q&A option and the chat option always available for you. So type down your queries and doubts there. And you can also use the raise hand option. If you're coming across any sort of doubts or queries, please do use that. And at the very end, by checking the availability of time, I will be granting permission for, you know, most of you to unmute yourself and ask your questions with me as well. All right, so as excited as always, let's get started. Let me bring our release note here. Yes, so we'll be speaking a lot about what got released this month on 13th of January. And one thing to say, it's a very exciting thing. It's a first release of 2024 that I want to speak about. And like I told, we will be emphasizing more on employee management. All right. So first thing, enhanced bill management. Say goodbye to clutters. We have enabled the delete option for four of these bills: delivery challan, credit note, debit note, and purchase receipt. Then we have introduced the importing functionality with regards to HR process. Right now, we'll be able to import employee data effortlessly into our system. Then we have also introduced customized employee forms. So you can create personalized forms while adding employee data. Then we'll be looking into enhancements like flexibility in project management. You can now change the customer even after a project is being created. It's a very flexible option. Speedier ledger reports, the all ledger report was optimized to a greater level, I would say. And then smoother onboarding journeys. We'll have a better experience while onboarding. User-friendly buttons are introduced. So yeah, that will be the enhancements, and it's another very good news. We don't have any kind of issues that we have resolved, so no bugs, right? No bugs to anything to report at all. So we'll be discussing more about these feature updates, more about employees, and looking later into project management. All right, so let's get started. We'll be first of all looking into all of those four bills, and for that, bill enhancement or bill management has been enhanced. where delete option was introduced to delivery challan, credit note, debit note, and purchase received. So let's take a look into all of it. So under the sales section, first of all, we'll take a look into delivery note or delivery challan, then into credit note, and further we'll move into the purchase side of things and take a closer look into debit notes and purchase receipts. So here we have a lot of credit notes, but before that we'll speak about delivery challans or delivery notes. So yeah, here we have just see this number 5420. This is the delivery note. First of all, if you look at the UI, the delete option is introduced here. And let's delete this cancelled delivery challan, and it is being deleted successfully. Now 05418, another delivery challan which is presently in transit status. I'm able to delete it. Yes, I'm able to successfully delete it. Now you can see all of these four converted delivery challans. What happens when I delete this converted delivery challans? Let me just open two of these delivery challans also. When I try to delete this delivery challan, there's going to be an error message stating that this delivery challan or delivery note cannot be deleted because it has been converted from some another bill. So we need to take a closer look into that. I'll do one thing. Okay, this is restricting me right now. Yes. So if you take a look into the details of this particular delivery note, this one I'm talking about, you can see that it was converted from this invoice. All right. So any delivery notes or delivery challan which are converted, now I can directly create a delivery note and I can easily delete it. No issues. All right. But if it is converted from any other bills, you will not be able to delete any delivery notes or delivery challan. That's very important. But the delete option is now available for it. The similar thing happens under the purchase side also. Under the purchase received, again, you can see the delete option is present. So here, let me just try to delete this received one. Successfully deleted. But this one, this converted one, you won't be able to delete this purchase receipt because this is a converted one. So let's take a look into from which bill it was converted. It was converted from a purchase bill. So if any purchase bill or any bill related in the purchase section or the purchase module is converted into the purchase receipt, that particular purchase receipt cannot be deleted. The same thing applies on the sales side also. Now, we were speaking about credit notes. So we have an open credit note here, and I'm able to delete that open credit note. What about the closed credit note? The closed credit note cannot be deleted, or I would say that credit notes which are already applied cannot be deleted. All the open credit notes can be deleted. The same thing applies for debit notes as well. If this is an open one, then okay, again, this is another open one, but it still applies. So the same logic applies here also. If a debit note or a credit note has already been applied to any invoice or associated with any item or anything like that, that cannot be deleted. All the rest can be deleted. That is the way in which it functions. For credit note and debit note, and I've already spoken a lot about purchase and delivery challan or delivery notes or receipts. All right. So that was the first feature update that we had to talk about. Next, employee import functionality, streamlining HR process. Now we can efficiently manage employee data by easily importing all the data. So this can provide a lot of error detection because you are importing a bulk of data, but from that mapping page itself, you will be able to detect all the errors. Now this will be an automated thing because you will be able to import a bulk data. That's a major advantage. So let's just work with that. Okay, so I'm going to import a file into this particular instance, into this particular branch, the head office branch, and import data. Let me just show you which all modules or data can be imported right now in EalSuite: customers, suppliers, lead, items, employees, and chart of accounts. Now we'll be speaking about employees. Now let me just show you the file that I will be. This will be the file that I will be importing. We have three employees. The ID is there, the name is there, then the date of birth, gender, marital status, official email, personal email, phone number, alternative phone number, the date of joining, whether the employee is a full-time or a part-time employee, the status, designation, department, job title, which is a current address line 2, current city, state, zip, and country, then the permanent address, city, state, country, and zip. So all of these data can be easily uploaded into EalSuite. So let me just show you how. I'm going to minimize this and I'm going to use this file. So the file was successfully uploaded. Next, I need to map all the fields. So ID, name, date of birth, gender, marital status, official email, personal email, phone number. Okay. The alternative phone number, the date of joining, the employee type, the status, designation, department, job title, then current address line 2, the city, its current city, current state, current zip, and current country. Then we have address 1, address line 2, city, state, zip, and we have country. So we will be able to easily upload this. So we have the employee ID, the name, the date of birth, gender, marital status, official email, personal email, phone number, alternative phone number, date of joining. All the rest of the data are uploaded quite efficiently into our software. Now all we have to do is click on submit. 3 employee data is uploaded right now, and we can go to the HRM module under employees, and you can see 1, 2, 3 data was already present here. I uploaded employee number 4, 5, 6. So see, all this data is present, everything. So if I just open an employee detail, you can see everything is present. You can get a clear snapshot of all the employee details here. Now, there will be a few questions like if you have some specific custom fields that you want to associate with the employee, and while importing itself, data has to be mapped. So in order to do that, all you have to do is initially go to settings and create your custom field first. And if that custom field is already created in a workspace, then while doing the import in a function itself, the additionally created custom field will be shown to you. So if you already planned this way ahead, then during the time of creating the CSV file itself, you could have added that particular column and the associate corresponding data in those columns itself. So that is a way in which custom fields or additional field creation associated to any of these importing functionality works. All right. So that was a very important update that we had. Employee import functionality. Next, customized employee forms, adding another layer of detail. So how does this work? If you go to settings of that particular branch and under general preferences, everybody knows that there are forms that you can create under different modules, and you see expenses, invoice, retail invoice, and so on. So we have a list of modules under which forms can be created. Right now, we have also added forms for employees as well. So all you have to do is create a new form, employee new form. Then you can select which all field has to be present. Again, here also another question comes into picture. If there are some custom fields, will those fields be present here? Absolutely, yes. If there are custom fields, you will be able to enable it as well. And if you want to particularly assign it to any of those staffs, like I want to assign it to Arjit Nigam, I can assign it like this. So in that instance, Arjit Nigam will only be able to see that particular form. Nothing else. If you have two forms, you will only be able to see employee new form only while creating a new employee. Now you can select the corresponding fields that should be visible. So you will be able to customize it based on your requirements, and you click on submit and the new form will be created. And once that is done, you can go to employee section and you click on create. Here a new form option will be coming up and you will be able to use the new form as well. Or in the existing form also, you will be able to limit the amount of fields that should be visible. That is the way the forms feature works. I hope that was clear. So with that, we have completed the first three initial feature updates. If there's any doubts anyone having, you can shoot. No, everything is clear. Okay, okay. So in that case, we'll move into our enhancements. Flexibility in project manager, project management, where you'll be able to change the customers right now. So you'll be able to adapt the project details to meet your changing requirements. Let me just give you an example. Imagine if you made a small data entry while creating a project. Imagine that you associated a project with a wrong customer. What can you do? Till this point, you won't be able to do anything. But right now we have given, you have the option to avail this. You have the option to change the customers also. But there are some, strings attached to it. Now will be explaining that a lot, that more. So here you go to the project section, and at the top right, you can create a new uh, project. Let me just show something. Let me just change it. No, I'll do one thing. I'll create a new project like March project. We have series. I'm going to go with the series only. And the due date will be in March 31st. Choose the customer. I'm going to go with Ganga Nagulan and project manager Varan Krishna. Then the milestone managers can also be set. I'm going to use all these 4 users here and complete the project. Any kind of narration you will be able to provide. Complete the project by March last week. Okay. Submit. So a new project was created here. Oh, did I change the series? I think so. Maybe this will be the default series. Anyway, no issues. So here, you see, this is the customer, right? I made a small mistake. Okay, sorry. That was Mars middle project was, so sorry. Sorry from my side. This is in fact the project that we created. This is the project view. So I'm going back, not with ID. So we have March project here. Maybe with ID itself will be more comfortable, I think. 16. Sort it in a descending order. Here it is. So if I want to change the customer right now, I will be able to change the customer, no issues. But here is the catch. For this particular customer, imagine I created an invoice against this particular project. So here is the project, and here is the invoice that I'm going to create. Some other, yeah. These 3 are the items. 3, 2, 1, only 3. Okay, fine. This is going to be the items. Done. Save. Now we have a customer called Madhav, right? The invoice is associated with the project. So which project that I'm talking about? This one. The invoice is associated with the project. And right now, if you go to edit and if you try to change the customer, you won't be able to do that because customer cannot be changed as invoice with different customers associated with this particular project. That is the issue. All right. But there's another thing. You can, if you don't, if you want to, okay, let's take a situation in which there is a project where there is a customer, Madhav, but Ali Shahid is also involved in that project, and he will be. You have to invoice a particular few items to that particular customer as well. So what can we do? We won't be able to change it, right? So here comes the catch. You can change it like this. You can keep it like choose customer itself. Simply, you're not choosing any customer. That's the thing. And you can submit. So right now in this particular project, there are no customers. So if I go to the details, I could see that I've already created an invoice and against this particular customer, that is Madhav. Now I want to create another invoice. My question, I want to create it to Alishat. So will I be able to do that? Of course, yes, definitely. Now this person has a catalog attached to him, so maybe I'll choose these two items. Fine. And if I save it, yes. So Ali Shahid, project number 00016, right? And for that particular project, if you go to the sales section under the invoice details, you could see that I have invoiced two different invoices to two different customers in the same project itself. So how did I do that? I did it by simply going into the project section, choosing the project, editing the project, and changing the customer. I just changed the customer to just choose the customer in which I have not chosen any customer at all. In such kind of situations, you will be able to provide invoices or create purchases or anything like that on the sales side, not the purchase side, the sales side. You will be able to provide any bills to a number of customers, multiple customers. So that is the advantage of using that particular functionality. All right. So I hope that was clear. If there is any doubts, please shoot. Yes. Okay, there's a question coming from Akhata, and the question is that will to how much customers can we do the same with respect to projects? There are no limitations to that. If you did not choose any particular customer, if you left that field empty, then you will be able to provide invoices to n number of customers. Imagine in a project there are three different people involved. The expenditure is met by three different people for three different phases of that particular project, and in three different phases you have to provide an invoice to three different people. So in such kind of situations, if you have five different phases, five different customers also, or 10 different phases and 10 different customers also, you will be able to do that. So there are no restrictions to how much number of customers you will be able to give an invoice to, and to even a single customer also, you will be able to provide multiple invoices also, or any sort of bills like that. So no restrictions there. I hope that is clear, Agada. Yes. Okay, moving forward. Next one, speedier ledger report were optimized loading times. And for this particular enhancement, I have to talk about one of our reports. And the report comes under the ledger part, and that is all ledger. The customer report and the supplier report were already optimized. The specialty about all ledger reports is that if a company, let's take a bigger value, I would say. I would go with something like this. I'll take this particular instance or particular workspace. If I go to this reports, or ledger report, yes, it's going to be a huge value, right? And this is going to be in AED. There are a lot of sort of accounts here, and the speciality is that let's take a value. Let's just sort it, and under some creditors, you can see this is a huge value. If I select it, a bunch of data is going to pop up. And if you have used EalSuite for 2 or 3 years, and you have a bunch of data associated with all of your chart of accounts, then for few people it was taking a lot of time for this particular report to load. So we have optimized into a very greater extent so that the time in which the all ledger report gets loaded has been limited, was restricted into few seconds, even with a large chunk of data. That is the enhancement. So right now, if we go to the report section into the ledger reports, all ledger, customer report, and supplier report is right now in an optimized manner. All right. Yes. Now, finally, smoother onboarding journey, improved on onboarding process. So, the specialty about this particular update is I don't have anything to show to you right now because I'm not going to be onboarding into a new instance here. While you're onboarding, you could have seen buttons. So that button, that particular button's design, the UI has been changed right now into something similar like this, into all of these buttons. So we are producing, or we're introducing a uniformity into all the different buttons that we have. We're using all throughout the system. That is very important. It's a very small enhancement only. You won't be able to see, all the existing customers won't be able to see that or won't be able to experience it, but you are experiencing it in different areas of the software. That's a specialty. All right. So that is the key. Yes. And I've already told you that this week we don't have any resolved issues or any bugs that we want to, you know, take a detailed look into. So in that case, we'll be moving into the Q&A section. We have already concentrated a lot on the employee side of things with a lot of data and employee creation forms, so and so. So if you're having any doubts regarding project management update or related to employee data management, you can right now ask me in the Q&A section, or you can even write it down in the chat, or you can use the raise hand option. I will unmute all of you personally so we can speak. Any doubts? I can see no doubts being asked. All right. So I hope nobody's having any doubts then. All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for sticking around with me for like nearly half an hour. Your engagement is really appreciated. I know that this week we don't have a lot to show right in front of in terms of in terms of the features and everything, but the employee management feature is a very it's something that we are building up from scratch. So it will take time, and we'll need a lot of energy to do that also. So such kind of virtual gatherings is really exciting for me, for showcasing what we have developed right now. So remember, everyone, there are a lot of awesome updates and new features coming in your way. We're constantly pushing the boundaries and making EalSuite even better bi-weekly. And I can't wait to show more of it. And I can't wait for the next webinar also. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. If you're having any further doubts, please reach out to our support team. All right. Shoot them the question. Hop on to our forum, and also you can ask your questions there as well. And yeah, happy to help, happy to chat. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye. Your feedbacks and ideas are much appreciated. I hope that I think it's time to wind up. Not a lot to say this week, I would say. See you next time. Bye, everyone.